Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So we have a question from Lucas and he asks, "Hi Mike, do you know any way to correct the elbows after going over the bar? My elbows are spreading out to the sides and I can't keep them close to my body. I can do 5 of these muscle ups, but none of them are as clean as yours. I would be grateful if you could give me some advice. Greetings from Poland." Thank you so much, Lucas, and this is a very common thing. But I would like to say that these are just different techniques. But I will show you a famous calisthenics guy, Vadim, that uses this technique with elbows to the sides. So there's nothing wrong with it if your body can handle it. So here you can see he's going over the bar and he's flaring out his elbows to the side like 90 degrees and throwing his shoulders over the bar. So if you can handle this position, there's nothing wrong with it. But I tried this technique a few years ago and I injured my shoulders. So as I said, if you can handle this technique, it's nothing wrong with it. So basically he's pulling up and then he's throwing the elbows and shoulders over the bar, and they are pointing, to the sides like this. So if this is what you mean, there's nothing wrong with it if you can handle it. My technique is a little bit different. So I'm pulling up to about here, and then I am rowing the bar towards me as hard as I can. And that makes my elbows and shoulders in a more tucked position, which I like better for my shoulder and elbow, health basically. So this position is where I want to land in the transition and in the push phase of the muscle up. So I want my elbows to be behind me like this and not flaring out, and also very tucked to the side. And this is achieved just by me rowing the bar from here to here. So I'm rowing the bar to the waist basically, and I never stop that tension. So a complete row to the waist is what makes the elbows not flaring out. As I said before, there's nothing wrong with it if your shoulders can handle it. And from this angle as well, you can see that I am pulling up and then rowing the bar towards me, and my elbows are more or less to this, close to the sides instead of just flaring out like 90 degrees. So thank you for your question, Lucas, and I hope that helps. There are so many different muscle up techniques out there, but the way that I teach the muscle up is basically this. You want to grab the bar shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit more than that. And as you can see here, I'm using my gloves. I always use them because I want this to happen. I want the hands to be rotating as I am shifting the chest from behind the bar to over the bar. You want your hands to be rotating as you're doing that movement. You don't want them to stick. So in my recommendation, I wouldn't recommend using chalk, and I would recommend checking the bar before you're doing muscle ups. Can your hands rotate around the bar without sticking? If they can't, wipe the bar clean, or do whatever you have to do. Or you can also use gloves like this. And if you want these gloves that I'm using, you can buy them in the description below. So you want a small swing forward like this. You don't want the swing to be too big, like a gymnastic swing, because that would make you get too far away from the bar in the backswing. So small swing like this, and you don't want to rush it. So you want to reach the top of the swing. After you reach the top of the swing, you wait a little bit before starting the explosive pull-up, and you want to be pulling with your elbows facing forward, as you can see here, because you want to pull around the bar. And pulling with your elbows forward is what enables that. So elbows facing forward, and when you are about here, I would say like upper chest height, you start rowing the bar towards you, pulling the bar to your waist, which is actually the transition of the muscle up, and then just push up into the dip, which is the easy part. So small swing forward, and this is a very good position when you're pulling up, kind of a straight body, but you don't want to overly tense the body, like really tensing your core, your legs and glutes and everything. My recommendation is being kind of relaxed, and then from here you're just pulling the bar to your waist, and from here just push up into the dip. So the muscle up are basically just two movements. You want to be able to pull explosively to about here, and I always recommend training your weighted pull-ups for that. So from here to here is a product of your explosive weighted pull-ups. So that is how you get the strength, basically. Pulling up as explosively as you can. And from here, you immediately want to row the bar towards your hips, basically. And then just push up into the dip. And when you're doing consecutive muscle ups, you can pause a little bit at the top, come down, try to control the descent as much as possible, have the same amount of swing as the first rep, wait a little bit, pull up with your elbows facing forward, and row the bar to your waist. So repeat the same thing again. But the most important thing is to try to control the descent as much as possible. You don't want to drop down, you want to being able to do the same amount of swing each rep. So that is the key to consecutive muscle ups. So as you can see here, the first contact with the bar is around navel height, I would say. And as you can see, my pull isn't that high either. I'm just pulling to about chest height before starting the row motion of the muscle up. But you have to have some, explosiveness for the muscle up. And as I said before, you need to train your weighted explosive pull-ups to reach that level. So as you get stronger and stronger in your weighted pull-ups, the pull part of the muscle up will be easy, and then it's just a technique of rowing the bar towards you in the transition. So from here to here. Once you get that the transition is just a row, things will really start to click for you. And if you want all my muscle up tips emailed to you in an ordered list with videos to each tip, you can download my free muscle up technique checklist in the description below, and it will really help you get your first muscle up much faster and safer. And I also offer muscle up coaching. If you want to progress a little bit faster or a lot faster, you can just email me. My email is in the description below, and we'll take it from there. So thank you so much, guys, and I see you in the next one.